how are you all doing today? Today's Bible story is about Joseph. And Joseph got his coat, a very special coat from his dad. And so I'm wearing a coat today. Wearing my coat, mine's kind of plain. It's green. There's nothing very exciting about my coat. Joseph got this amazing coat. So I decided I needed to spiff up my coat a lot. So I need some more colors on my coat to make it a little more like Joseph. Joseph got this amazing coat from his father, Jacob. A coat of many colors. Now, if your parents were going to give a brother or a sister something super special, like a fancy coat, which was pretty special back in those days, wouldn't you be super jealous and wish you had one too? And maybe even think that your parents loved them best? Pretty nice, huh? Well, so Jacob got this amazing coat because he was kind of favored by his father Jacob. And his brothers were all super jealous and not very happy with Joseph or their father. So in this story, if you want to read about it in the Bible, it's Joseph and his brothers. And there you can see Joseph's coat of many colors. And it says, Jacob lived with his family in a place called Canaan. He had many sons. One of Jacob's younger sons was named Joseph. He had a special coat made for Joseph, and it seemed to Joseph's brother that their father loved Joseph more than they loved them. It made them sad and angry. And then it tells about some dreams that Joseph had. You can read about those that made his brothers even more jealous. So, and even their father got mad at Joseph for these dreams. Now his brother and his father were really mad at him. Lucky for Joseph, Jacob decided to send his brothers off with the sheep for a while. Later, Jacob sent Joseph to find out how Joseph's brothers were doing with the sheep. He was getting near them. His brothers saw him coming. Here comes our dreaming brother. Let's get rid of him. They planned. They grabbed Joseph and threw him into a pit. Ouch. The rocks at the bottom of the pit were hard and sharp. God, why are you doing this to me? Prayed Joseph. A group of travelers walked by on their way to Egypt. The brothers, they cooked up the scheme. The brothers thought they'd get rid of Joseph once and for all. They sold Joseph to the traders and watched as he walked away. Now, that's not the end of the story. He was taken to Egypt, and then in Pharaoh's dreams, you can read about dreams and how he interpreted dreams. And finally, when there was a famine, Joseph is able to save a lot of people by being with Pharaoh. Now, it doesn't sound like a very happy story for Joseph. And a lot of times, some of the things we have to deal with in life are not very fun. Have you ever had something that happened to you that made you sad and unhappy? Maybe somebody didn't treat you fairly or did something mean like the brothers did to Joseph. Well, Joseph trusted that God would take care of him even when bad things were happening. And in this story, God took the bad things that happened to Joseph and even turned them into good things because he used Joseph to save so many people. And right now, there's lots of yucky stuff happening in our world. You might be unhappy because you don't get to see your friends as much as you'd like to because of this coronavirus. Or we missed out on a lot of school stuff at the end of the school year, and who knows what's going to happen in the fall. It's very uncertain times that we live in. But you know what? Even though yucky stuff happens in our world, God can use that yucky stuff and turn it into good. God doesn't cause the yucky stuff to happen, but God takes yucky stuff and can make some good stuff come out of it. Because maybe you get to spend a lot more time with your family, and your family has gotten closer, and you're doing some fun things with your family. Maybe you have time to go to the beach this summer or play in the sprinkler. Things that you might not have time to if you were busy with sports or other activities in the summer. So God says, even though there's yucky stuff, trust God that something good can happen in the world with God. So if you want to read the stories in your Spark Bible, like I read, the stories come from Joseph and his brothers, and then read how Joseph helps his family. If you want to read it out of the regular Bible, you can find it in Genesis, toward the very beginning, first book in the Bible. Genesis 37, 1 through 28, talks about how his brothers sold him, and then how he helps his family. You can find it in Genesis 45, 1 through 15, and verse 50, 15 through 21. So check those out. Read a little bit about Joseph, mark it off your checklist, and then I will see you again next week. Have a great week. Bye.